Joining me now, Walser Wealth Management President Rebecca Walser. All right, so President Biden says all you got to do is cut handouts to Big Pharma. That's $200 billion. All you got to do is eliminate subsidies for oil and gas. That's $31 billion. All you got to do is real estate loopholes. All you got to do is go after the crypto trade. That's all you have to do. And, of course, raise taxes on billionaires, top income tax. Forget about those stock buybacks, large corporations, and then impose a global minimum tax. This is it. This is the formula. $3 trillion. Seems pretty simple.
No, it's stock buybacks. 1% was already done with the Inflation Reduction Act. So this is already redundant. You're not going to have billionaires, Charles, if you get rid of all of these things.
So you mean to tell me if we wreck business, there won't be billionaires, there won't be a top income bracket, there won't be corporate profits. So the idea of destroying capitalism, you can't get both. You can't have both.
And I just also noticed that they want to cut Big Pharma, and this is the top of the list after we just had the most go from government to pharma in the history of time, coronavirus. So it's just all around. This is not workable. This is not balanced.
So let's talk about something that you really have talked about for a long time. But recently, I've seen some of your videos, and you've talked about it more because everyone's saying, well, where do we get the spending cuts, right? Because you've got Social Security, health, income, security, national defense, Medicare. Everyone's got a vested interest in some of this. There's all special interests. But you go head on to the third rail. You say Social Security. Can we really do something with Social Security?
The math is so bad, Charles, when just very quickly, I wrote a paper, actually an article for Fox Business in 2018 and explained that when Social Security was passed in 1935, women died at basically 67 and men died at 63. So men weren't supposed to get it at all, not for 20 years.
Right.
And women were supposed to get it for 3 or 4, 5 years max, not 20 years. So had we known the math when it was designed, we would have known it was insolvent from the beginning. But we just didn't. And now we've moved forward. It's the retirement of the baby boomers. We have 5 years left till 2028 when most 99.9% are retired, and we can't afford to have that shift happen without additional taxes. The CBO did an analysis in 2008 at Paul Ryan's request and said exactly that. We will have to have middle class tax rates in the 60s if we don't cut benefits. That's it.
So ideally, then you would need 100 people to go and be in the Senate to agree to that because they would not get reelected. In other words, it's a political third rail.
Or you could keep passing all this spending and get to a debt ceiling that we can no longer actually afford to raise because our credit gets downgraded too much because we're de-dollarizing and America is no longer a safe bet.
You've been worried about a lot of things for a while, right? And you've been right on some of these things. Every now and then a headline will come out and say, golly, Rebecca talked about that. How much worse do you think it's going to get from here?
I mean, Charles, I hate to be hyperbolic, as you know, but I do think that we are on the beginning stage of the transition of the U.S. to multipolarity instead of just, unipolarity as the singular global dollar hegemony. It's ending.
We're going to be knocked off that perch. Or
we're going to be sharing it.
We'll be sharing it.
If they have their way, we'll be sharing it.
I mean, we knocked off the UK
it's
knocked
a great
off
question.
Portugal.
There's usually one on the top, that's for sure. But with digital payment systems, you're talking about one on the top because you're talking about legacy currency. Now with digital, things are, the universe is opened up.
Oh, boy.
You understand?
I'm with you. I'm following you, Rebecca. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Charles.